قوام تايم هي سند
قدم قوام نيرو ميتو تسيو الله بلا كايدل نيغن ميتو خيتا اويه
نخبدو طراي ايكون زنبر نخبدو طراي ايكون زنبر حسب الله كقمة كذكر.
Greetings to all wherever you are. A wise king told us that good news is like cold water to a thirsty soul. It was delightful to observe, for a change, the international media's positive coverage about Eritrea during the last days of September. For once, it was not about Eritrean refugees or about Eritrea invading another country, nor its army committing war crimes in Tigray. It was about an Eritrean, Binyam Girmay, who made history by being the first black African to win a silver medal in the under-23 Cycling Road World Championship. Binyam said, "I'm really happy. I'm proud of my nation, so I say congrats to all Eritreans and also to all Africans." And we also say, "Congrats, Binyam, and we are proud of you too." Binyam has shown us that individuals or groups can make history that can change the direction or image of our country positively. Who knows? Individuals or groups who struggle for change and justice might surprise us positively with announcements that they are uniting their efforts under one umbrella in the struggle for change. Maybe our brothers and sisters who support the regime will surprise us positively by putting the interests of the Eritrean people foremost and preconditioning their support to the regime at least to respect the rights of the Eritrean people. A new constitutional government in Eritrea can be great news nationally and internationally. Nonetheless, as we promised in our last episode, today we will share our views on the theatrics of drafting and writing a constitution. We will discuss the formation of the Constitution Commission, the drafting process, and the outcome. The Transitional Eritrean National Assembly, which was controlled by the EPLF, selected a 50-member Constitutional Commission in March 1994. It tasked the Commission with drafting a democratic constitution with the participation of the Eritrean people. According to Hadas Eritrea, the Commission started its work in April 1994. It conducted a meeting with diplomats and representatives of humanitarian organizations to inform them on its tasks and to solicit support. As a result, the Commission received substantial financial support and acknowledgement from Western governments and humanitarian organizations. On the Constitution drafting process, the Commission held an international conference in July 1994, followed by an international symposium in January 1995, in which 200 Eritreans and 42 invited experts from around the world participated. To prepare the public's participation in the constitution-making process, it conducted civil education campaigns. According to Dr. Berechet, the Commission held public consultations in 157 places inside Eritrea, where over 110,000 Eritreans participated, and in 16 locations abroad, 11,000 Eritreans participated. In short, there was a lot of publicity in the Eritrean media, and Eritreans were made to feel good about themselves, as they were told that such a process was the first of its kind in the world. An important question, in our view, is whether the public discussions influenced the drafting process. Solomon Berhe wrote in Hades Eritrea under the title "What Did the People Say?" some questions people had on Tigrinya and Arabic as national languages, on the length of the process, on the type of the future government, and most importantly, on the fact that the EPLF was drafting the constitution by itself alone. As the Commission was inspired by the EPLF and was accountable to the EPLF-controlled National Assembly, the public consultations had very little impact on the outcome. It is fair to conclude that, for instance, on the question of national languages and land ownership, the constitution reflects the view of EPLF rather than the view of the people. The Commission ended its mission after 3 years, and the constitution was ratified on May 23, 1997. In our view, the 3 years of hoopla and propaganda of the constitution process diverted the attention of the Eritrean people and provided Mr. Isaias and his clique with the opportunities to lay the foundation for a one-man rule. During that time, Eritreans were kidnapped, disappeared, imprisoned because of their faith or their views, without any legal process. At the end of the day, the much talked about constitution was never implemented. At first, Mr. Isaias and his clique blamed the border war for not implementing the constitution. In 2001, in the United States, Mr. Yemane Gebreab told Eritreans, "The national political process has been hampered by the border conflict." Let's hear what he said.
كم عاب مدب تتحيزو ننقصقصلو زلنا اتي بسنكو خينات تسناقيلو تصنحه ناي هاجر بوليتيكاو مسرح كم زقصل مغباري. And
the plan was
قدامي هاجراو مرጫ بمسرت قوام تخايدو قواماو منغستي نختكل.
Mr. Yemane duped the people, for nothing of that sort happened. In 2013, Mr. Yemane, without any shame, told Eritreans in Atlanta the following. Probably remembering his previous lies, he told them, "Is it not sad that no one was able to ask him what happened to his promises of 2001? Nonetheless, a few months later, Mr. Isaias, in his Independence Day speech of 2014, announced the reinvention of yet another constitution. He said,
"አመቃን ናይ ሃገራዊ ህንጸት ዕማማትና ፖለቲካዊ ህንጸት ከም መብጽሒ አገዳሲ እጃም ስለ ዘለዎ ንመጻኢ መንግስታዊ ስርዓት መርሓ ፖለቲካዊ ጎደና ዘቕይስ ቅዋም ምንዳፍ ክጅምር ምዃኑ ኣብዚ ኣጋጣሚ እዚ ከሕብር ይፈቱ."
Didn't Mr. Yemane say that Eritrea had a living constitution? In contradiction to his messenger, Mr. Yemane, Mr. Isaias told us in an interview of December 2014 about the fate of the 1997 ratified constitution. He said,
"ቀደም ቅዋም ነይሩ መይቱ ተሲዩ ኣለኹ ብለካ ይደልኒ ግን መይቱ እዩ ከይተኣወየ."
Eritrea is under the whim of an unpredictable man. Depending on his whim, he could launch a constitution drafting process, ratify it, kill it, or once again reinvent it. However, it is easy to put all the blame on Mr. Isaias and his clique and forget our role in all this. We cannot say that we were not aware of what was happening around us and of the human rights abuses that were taking place in front of our eyes. Have we not condoned or justified the kidnapping, disappearances, imprisonments of people because of their faith? For instance, the Jehovah's Witness? Were we not silent when freedom fighters were taken to prison because they demonstrated for their rights? What did we do when the handicapped freedom fighters were killed in cold blood because they asked not to be forgotten? Have we moved a finger when the G15 called for the formation of a constitutional government and rule of law? What did we do when they and the journalists were taken to prison? Have we not been extending the life of the regime by our inability to put our people's interests first and foremost and unite our efforts to get rid of the tyrant? These questions and others are for each of us to answer. We will be happy to read your comments.
على ما يتكبر راينا بينها راينا قبلها كتولد كلها ببزح سببها